channeled message from divine cosmic mother energy. Dear beloveds, you have lived through a very difficult night. The first battle is done, but the war is long from being declared victorious. You ask why this attack? We can only answer unfinished business. Your insistence to label, to judge and condemn others, to term their needs as demands, has resulted in the fires of resentment. Resentment against not being heard, understood, acknowledged, or recognized as human beings with human needs. The words that follow carry with them bare-faced truth. But love finds power from its purity to reveal a hard-hitting reality, so that life can truly be what it was meant to be, a bliss-filled experience. The human world judges everything, even the needs of people, and also their pains. Those that do not fit into the comfortable boundaries of conditioned minds are considered not worthy of compassion. How many years would you be able to go on passively if your needs were constantly crushed, if your voice was constantly considered unworthy of being heard? You may judge our words, you may not like them. But the truth is that wherever you turn, your vision can see only pain. On one side, the pain of loss and death, and on the other, the pain of condemnation, of being unheard, of being polarized. Pain that lies unacknowledged turns very ugly. How tragic a reflection is this of a world where consideration of another's pain does not come naturally, where empathy and compassion are carefully doled out to those who are called the deserving, where words are used without considering the terrible judgments made against the God selves of those whom you condemn. What is this unfinished business that we refer to? It is the business of considering all, without exception, as worthy of respect, of being treated with as much compassion as any other human being caught in the grip of pain. A twisted mind? You judge that? Yes, it is a mind twisted by consistent and unending rejection, a heart embittered by the harshness of scorn and derision that has been experienced for so long that the mind has forgotten all experience of love, acceptance, and approval. Would you, beloved one, be able to live in this kind of mental and emotional void and still come out of it unscarred? You have a saying, what goes around comes around. your rejection of the divinity of all human beings, not only some human beings as you consider at present. Your rejection of the divinity of all human beings comes around as the frightening faces of those that reject all of human society except those who seem to understand and hear and even participate in their silent pleas. You have waited for a savior. The savior is here already. You are the savior. You are the savior. Do not be small-minded in your attempts, in your embrace, in your deliverance of all. A savior does not react from the discriminating conditioning of the mind, but responds from the all-embracing acceptance of the heart. A savior does not see anyone as perpetrator or victim, but sees all souls as seeking the gentleness of redemption. A savior knows that even one lost soul results in a multiplied weakening of collective divine power. In your three-dimensional pattern of thought, you measure everything. Those violations that you and your ilk commit are considered as acceptable. Those that fall beyond your set standards are condemned. But the universe views all violations with an even, non-judgmental gaze. Nothing is considered more or less wrong or right. You are, in fact, constantly enfolded in the higher heart of love. The love that you are embraced with must be radiated without discrimination. The respect you enjoy must be shown to all, irrespective of their beliefs. The compassion that you are gifted with must be directed to all. For in the human world, all are in pain. And all reactions, beloveds, all reactions come only from pain. Hatred is not an emotion. It is a reactionary force of energy unleashed by pain that can no longer be contained. Let us repeat this. Hatred is not an emotion. It is a reactionary force of energy unleashed by pain that can no longer be contained. So what will you do now? Pray. Pray and include in your prayers those souls who are on the other side of the veil, who have departed. Pray for their quick acceptance of the light and understanding of their death, so that their onward journey is smooth and effortless. Pray for the suffering families who are already engulfed by our divine strength, but who also require your strength. Pray for those who are in pain and who are therefore tempted towards the voice of violence. Pray that they find love and acknowledgement that they are yearning for. pray that their dark minds be enlightened by wisdom. But prayer is not enough. You must wake up to cosmic consciousness. To the extent that you judge, you shall be judged in return. To the extent that you condemn, you shall be condemned. To the extent that you reject, you shall be rejected. And to the extent that you labor under lack of self-acknowledgement, you shall refuse to acknowledge others, thus continuing to perpetuate separation and suffering. But the more that you accept, the more that you embrace and empower, the more glorious shall your journey be in this year. The earth is your family. The world is your home. Only you can bring all back into the fold of this family. Spare no efforts in this. Make this year count. The sacred grids of your planet start from the heart of your home. Let this heart pulsate with the strength of togetherness, understanding, and freedom for all. Each angry word of yours is carried through this grid to the energy structures of all on earth, just as the light of your love removes the darkness from the hearts of the entire earth family. Those whom you gossip about, those whom you backbite about, get blessings from you. This shall be your endeavor. Each time you gossip and backbite, remember, you take on a small part of their karmic load in exchange for your sniggers and your taunts. The one whom you demean stands taller than you. When you can treat friends and family members in this manner, how much more is your unconscious rejection of those whom you call strangers, and how little is your own acknowledgement of self? How little is your consciousness of the collective one? Peace is not attained by politicians or police personnel or men and women of the military. Peace is the divine responsibility of each one on earth. How have you treated others? How cruelly have you run them down, spoken ill of them, turned people against them? How much have you judged? How little have you understood and accepted? Those with guns blame others for their lacks and misfortunes. But dear ones, don't you do the same. Those with grenades lash out in rage that has blinded them. But can you not see your own rage? Those with the blood of many on their hands justify their causes from the darkness of their delusions. But, beloved ones, are you aware of your delusions? Bravery is the need of the hour. Bravery to address these times with resolution and inner integrity. Blame is the game of one who will be lame. Be Lame. Be lame. Do not be lame. Be brave. Now is the time. The longer that it takes each one of you to become aware of the awakening, the greater and longer and more intense will be the time taken by the universe to shake you and stir you. Bravery is the need of the hour. The bravery that is required to embrace all and judge and condemn none. Be brave.